Hello YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I am your host Mary Ellen. Today is a hashtag Tuesday 10 open collaboration with Studio Lou where we take 10 items on our desk and don't stop until we have made ephemera or done something with all 10. I try and do 10 things, and that is what we are going to do today. So first off, some follow-ups from last time, or times previously. So recall this is a trim that I have folded from a plastic paper bag, and I said that I had seen people put some rickrack down the center to sort of give it a little bit more. I tried sewing it, which is that bit there, and I did not like the harsh line that came down the center. So I just glued it, and I think that looks quite pretty. It'll be really nice on the edge of something. So that's follow-up number one. Follow-up number two is I was able to get some plaid ribbon, and we have pleated it, and that turned out really nice. And I have sort of a half and half here. I have this half has got some rickrack glued to it, and this is plain. I was thinking I could even have just like a flat ribbon that goes down and not necessarily zigzag. And we'll see when we get to the point where we're using this in a journal. But I think those have turned out really nice. I quite like that as a bit of Christmas trim. That's going to be kind of neat. Next item. So two things that will, first thing will lead to the second. So this is a piece of mail marketing. It is a toy guide for Christmas, clearly. And the color scheme is shocking. It is, to me, absolutely suggestive of Halloween and not Christmas. And it took me aback. And I don't know if that was a printing error or it was a deliberate thing to be able to shock you out of festive colors. I am interested in this. What I'd like to do eventually with this is cut out the center, and then I might just use it for Halloween, because I think that this is just a little bit too out there for me in my Christmas palettes. I think I associate it too strongly with Halloween. But while we're here, we can at least cut this bit off. I have my empty paper to the side, and I have my bin-o tools and whatnots just off to the side, and we will just cut that down. There we are. And I will do that at some later point, maybe at a subsequent Tuesday 10. I think that will be nice, though, as a nice sort of see-through like we did last time. So I'm on the lookout for anything that comes in the mail that has this sort of center piece that I can pull out and then put some plastic underneath it and have it as a window. So that's that. Next thing, last time I was talking about this as an element that you can put in your journals, and these are all little pockets. So you could put a pocket here, not necessarily with these items, just demonstrating that they are all open. And that goes there. So I decided that I would do a quick, this is how I did it. And hilariously, I am using two paint chips that are reminiscent of the non-Christmas Christmas palettes. I got these from my local hardware store, which is, for me, Canadian Tire. And I will give you a quick, this is how we did it. So the first thing you need to do is measure out 2 squares. So each of these 2 need to be the same size as a square. And I don't know what this square size is. So we're going to do some measures. And this looks like it's 4 inches, so I need to do 2 4-inch squares. And I'm going to do these one at a time. There we are. So there's 1 square. This is, purple is really hard to see on that green map. Take some time to do that. There we are. I saw this on Gail Augustinelli's channel first, and I liked it a lot and decided to copy it. I need just a little bit of something underneath that so I can see it. That's way better. What are we doing? 2 inches. There we are. And we do another one. This one is needed. You don't need to use paint chips, of course. You just need to use squares, cardboard, or reinforced paper, or whatever. So now you have your 4 bits. And what we are going to do is a basic weave. So, like weaving is over, under, in the most basic way. And we can create a piece that looks like that. We could also use some of this if we wanted to be able to create some variation. So this one has already got a piece out of it. But let's try this one, just so that you can see what that looks like. Now that we've got some white lines, it might be a little easier, and I'm really hoping this is going to be 4 inches tall. And so it is. Here. This is 4 inches tall too. So there, we can do that, which looks a little... So I am going to reverse this one and this one, so this A7 is hidden, and it all is just plain color. Up and down, up and down, up and down. You get that all aligned. And so if you have a large piece, or even if you have a small piece, you can then glue the various edges down as one way of making this a fixed square. You can also do what I did here, which is sew it. This is a 4-inch square, so it's a little tight. I'm not going to have much room for much else in terms of tag sizes, but they are perfect ways of being able to put in a series of small tags. You can also do some coordinating tags. So with the bits left over, you could create smaller tags. So let's do that with this one. Let's say that's 4. Let's do it this way. 2. Let's do 1 1/4. 1 1/2. Yeah, let's do 1 1/2. Gives us lots of room. There's that one. And I'm going to do this one at 1 1/2. And cut this off. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And then I'm just going to use the one that's already sewn, so it's a much easier thing to do. And then you have the tags that would slide in. And there you have it. Easy peasy little tutorial, which is a fun little tuck spot using paint chips. But you can use whatever you want, whatever tags you want, decorate it however you'd like. So there we are. That's that. And now on to the actual Tuesday 10 stuff. Just sort of snowplow that out of the way. Alrighty, so where were we? Last time we were doing my STEM journal, and I was getting very tired. I was getting brain tired because there were a lot of pockets I had to count. I was doing a lot of things at once, and I find that really hard on my brain. So as with anything, when you get completely overwhelmed, you always reserve the right to stop, and that's exactly what I did. So I stopped, took a nice rest, and then circled back, did some more final counting, and got some assessment of where I was. So one of the things that I wanted to do was attach this piece of edging that had come from this men's shirt. It is essentially the places where the seams were reinforced. There was this small little tail end that was smaller than this, and weirdly it fit precisely into this slot here, so I just glued that in, and now we have a nice long tie that is perfectly coordinated. So we got that done. The other thing that I didn't know, and I was trying to figure out on the fly, which I don't have the capacity to do, is figure out how many pages were in each signature, and then how many pockets that I needed per. So there are 15 pages in each signature, and I wanted to have 6 pockets in each side of the signature. So 6 pockets here, 6 pockets here, 6 pockets here, and 6 pockets here. So that meant 24. So when I left, we were at 18. I needed 6 more, and then I made 6 more, and I put them in. I want to find one of the fun pockets, just so you can have a bit of a grin. I gotta go find it. Are they on the tail end? They might all be in the back one. Here. Oh dear. Little sticky magoo. So you will notice the shape is very reminiscent of cup cuffs that you would get from your posh coffee shops, or in my case, Tim Hortons. What I did was I took that shape and I essentially cut it out, elongated it a bit so it was a little bit deeper of a pocket, and put it in. So you've got a nice big old pocket. It's nice and wide, be able to take a large tag. You could probably have stacked them as well. That would also have been fun. I might do that in another journal at some point. And I think there is a second one, should be in the side. Flip, 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 flip. Here's the second one. Same deal, I just pasted it a bit lower down. I just think that's a fun shape. I like it a lot. So now that we have the 24 pockets that we need to fill, I need at least 24 things. There are a lot of them that are multiple. So just flipping open quickly to this one, there's 2 places that we can put things. So I'm gonna need lots of tags and bits and pieces. I have a lot of bits and pieces already, but I don't have tags necessarily. And so hopefully we will be able to get 10 bits and pieces done. Or at least that's the goal for today's Tuesday 10. I shall say good luck and Godspeed. So this is the stuff that I have collected in advance, and hopefully should be able to get through this. There may be more than 10. We could probably count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, and these two cards, 11 and 12. So that should be enough to keep us going anyways. So let's start with the thing that's in my hand. This may not be all that difficult. So what this is a Mensa for Kids 75 number puzzles. And so there are the puzzles here, and then there is the answer card. So there are 6 puzzles per answer card. And what I want to do is, first off, take this off without completely messing up my hands. I think somebody had these cards not on a ring and decided that a ring would be a really great way of keeping the cards together, which I have to say I agree. But when you're on the taking off part, it's not so much fun. Now, where are we here? This seems to be the edge that's gotten all of the hard work. So we'll keep using that. Here we are. So I hope everybody's doing well today. It is 0 degrees Celsius where we are. That's 32 degrees Fahrenheit if you're in the States. Put those cards to the side. A little bit overcast at the moment. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have an answer card. And I think the answer card should somehow be hidden. So let us create a bit of an envelope. What do I want to do here? So that I'd like to be able to put those in as the cards, and then a pocket that keeps this, if you know what I mean. And what I might have is a piece of paper that isn't big enough. So let's see what, another one that's too small. How about this one? Oh, this one. This one's large enough. Here. So. Do that. Can't do that. Oh dear. Maybe, yes I can. Maybe that's what I do. Okay, got a plan now. So what I'm gonna do is fold over the front, do some trimming, tuck these in as questions, and then answer in the back. And measurement for the umpteenth time. That'll fit. There we are. This piece of paper is my jelly print roll-offs. And they have turned out to be quite useful. I think paper you make yourself is kind of fun for a variety of reasons, not the least of which is I am not so precious about it because I know that I can always get more. All I have to do is make it. There we are. Fold that over like that. And how tall is this one going to be? let's mark it to about here. And undo all of that, and what I'm going to do is just make an angle. And I can just cut it straight. That was a lot of thinking. Here. Nice piece left over. Like that, and like that. So what I should do is some gluing. So step one is a glue on the first inside edge. Inside edge done, get my joy card. There we are. I think I could probably also have sewn this. Here. Cap back on. Okay, so it goes to about there. And it goes to about there. Cut that off just like that. There we are. And we need international symbol for there is something in here, which is a thumb hole bit. Here. Where did that go? It went in my lap. Here. And we're done. So answers get tucked in there. You can see that. And then questions are here. There we are. That looks good. Okay, 1. Woo, done. Next one is a square card. And all I want to do is back that. With something that we can write on. Oh, I can do that. Sure. Could use the dark side, but I think that's... why couldn't I use the dark side? I could also do it as a folding over. Okay, pick a side. Pick a side, Mary Ellen, pick a side. Do that side. All right. Oh dear. I need a large, my table goes long this way. It doesn't go long this way. And that's a shame because I would like to have stuff on the side. So I do a lot of boarding house reaches. And for that I apologize. So square, square. Oops. So I have a snowshoe update for you. I have bought myself a pair of snowshoes. I think, have I told you that? I'm not sure if I have or not. I haven't yet tried them on yet. We had a little itty bitty tiny bit of snow on the weekend, but it wasn't enough to go snowshoeing in. So I still haven't tried them out, but I should probably put them on just as a see how they assemble indoors. But I got a pair that has got poles with it, so that's exciting. Saves the old tippy canoe from happening outside, at least until I get good at it. Not very expensive. I don't know why I expected the snowshoes to be a lot more expensive than they were, but these were $149. And I got them at Canadian Tire, because that's clearly where I spend most of my time shopping. There we are. There's a square, and there's some journal space inside. So that's 2. Oh, rolling right along. Next one I want to do is this journal card. And I would like to back it with this. He looks kind of creepy. So, how 6 is that? Well, let's do something even. The black edge is a 1/4, so I'll do another 1/4. Move that up. You can go in a pile for another purpose. I am going to be pointed in my comments. There's enough men in math. We don't need one more in this journal. Here. What am I doing here? And then I can just do a little edgy edge when I cut it off. There we are. That looks nice. Just do another. Yes, okay. I'm hoping that I have a pocket or a tuck or something that's going to be wide enough for that. Sure, there will be. Not really sure what else to report. I took the hose in. That was putting to bed exercise that we needed to do. I got my snow tires on, so that's another exercise that needs to be done for wintering up. Bought some more salt for the salting that is inevitably going to be happening. If you get the salt early in the season, you get the smaller bags. And smaller bags are much easier to lift than the extremely heavy ones. So I always try and get out and get mine done early so that I have an ability to get them in and out of my car and into my storage a whole lot easier. So I think we're done with that. I wonder if that needs curved corners. No, I'm going to say no. Oh, so I'm going to do this fun one. So recall this that I dismissed out of hand as a photocopier and I can't use it. So what I have done is transformed this into a little zine. I saw Kirsten on, I don't know what her web channel is. It's got the word Queens in it. I will link it in the show notes below, what her YouTube channel is. she did this thing that just blew my mind, and that was she made a little zine. So essentially you fold paper in half, half again, you unfold it, you cut down the center from this fold to this fold, then you pinch them up, and you create a zine. And so I was just super excited about seeing this. This is the way it's actually folded, because I want to create a little zine for this. Now I have bits of stuff, of course I do, in the form of stickers and whatnot, and oh yeah, stamps. Where are my stamps? Here are my stamps. So, can I do it? I don't know. 45, 4, 2, 1. So I just, oh, that's not 1. This is 1. I thought it would be hilarious just to do a counting zine. Ooh, and I might be able to. That's exciting. Okay. So what I want to do is create a little zine that just has the numbers 1 to 8. It's not really a purpose to this, not necessarily for journaling, but hopefully to delight and have a tactile moment. So there's 1. 2, I hope 2 fits. 2 fits. You could also put it on an angle, I suppose. 2. 3 or the 3? I think this dark 3 would work better. I also have stamps of large numbers that I could use, and I have this little wooden templates that I got at the dollar store that I want to use on my jelly printing to create numbers. And hilariously, I may have this journal done by the time I get to that, but that's okay. We can, oh, that's okay. I'll do it somewhere else. 3, 4. So I have 2 4s. I already have the Netherlands, so I'm going to put that one aside. Let's do 4 and 5 that way. A little bit of a set. 4. Is that straight? Straightish. Straightish. This is so fun. I'm not gonna lie. I think what Kirsten did was she did tiny birds or flowers or something, and that is a perfect use of those books that have the sort of the very tiny watercolors or pictures of things, and to be able to put it all into a little collection, which I think that's just really, really good. I'm gonna do 6. Come on, sticky paper. It has an inclination of peeling, but it also has an inclination to stick. Oh, there it comes. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. There we are. Big old 6. And I'm gonna float over here. Be right back. can use a stamp. Perfect. Just sort of rub that off. Here we are. Wow, messy edges. Messy, messy edges. And then last number is 8. Oh, this is adorable. I love this so much. Such a great idea. Oh, and I'll use this colored one. See how this one peels off. One of the things that I think I'm going to do after I get this journal done is do a video where I review the process. I think that's what I'm going to call it, because I think I learned a lot of things doing this journal and am learning a lot of things with this journal. My professional inclination is to map out the process and talk about it. And I think that will help me an awful lot to be able to have a process chart for doing this, because I clearly get lost a lot. That's not a question. I get lost a lot, and I would prefer not to get lost. And I think if I was at work, that's exactly what I would do. And there's no reason why I shouldn't here. Oh, okay. Let us just take a moment and enjoy this little book. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I really like that. That is such a great idea. What else do we have? Pick some, pull them over. Okay, so I think that should just be a big old journaling card. What's on the back? Oh, okay. Okay, so journaling card, you know what to do. You need a backing. We need a backing. Okay, let's just pull this in. Here we are. I knew I had paper. There we are. Oh, that goes nicely. Yes. There we are. Horseshoes and hand grenades. I'm going to keep that aside because that is going to be good backing paper for a couple more things, I think. Looks like that. Do like the border though. My indecision is spectacular sometimes. So what am I going to do? Trim this down a bit to be kind of visually equal with the top. And then the sides to be visually equal with the top and the bottom. This Friday, I'm going to have a friend over, and one of the cakes, the Grandma What's-Its chocolate cake, is going to be made by me, we think, for that luncheon, which is going to be super fun. And so today is my job to seriously look at the recipe and make sure I have all of the ingredients and have all of enough of the ingredients. It's not just to check, oh yes, I have cocoa powder, but open the tin to make sure that I don't have, or that I have enough for the recipe. And there's a lot of ingredients in that, but I think I have most of them. I may not have cream for the ganache that I think is the icing on it. There we are. Ooh, doesn't it look nice? It's such a beautiful, complex picture. You can see 3 figures there. One of the things that helps me with my memory and my brain issues is something called pacing, which is the breaking out of tasks into component pieces so that I am not overwhelmed. And so some people can take a recipe, do the checking, collect the ingredients, bake the thing, ice it, and be done all in one day. I am much more successful if I break those tasks out into pieces. So one day I will check for ingredients, one day I will go shopping, next day I will set out the ingredients for my mise en place, and then the next day I will bake it, and then the day after I will ice it. That is called pacing, and it is for anybody who wants to do things a little bit slower and a little bit more, I don't want to say carefully, because you can be careful and do it all at once, and you can be careful and do it in stages. I think for me it is about brain care. I think that's good enough. And I'm going to do literally the exact same thing, but I'd like to do something different on the back. So, more boarding house reach. And this is a paper pad from our dollar store. What am I doing here? Is that. This paper looks good. I can write on that. And there's so much of my current living that is paste, because to do it otherwise is to completely overwhelm me. And one of the nice things about junk journaling is that it is fundamentally a paced hobby. You do a bit and you stop, then you do a bit and you stop, then you do a bit and then you stop. And that is absolutely very pleasing to my brain. I can cope with it. And it is also very creative, which is another thing that makes my brain happy. Just to play around. Now I chose that paper because it's sort of reminiscent of the actual picture. And this over, and I kept, what did I keep? I kept the description of it, and that it's a 13th century. Like 13th century, they were doing that. Like, let's take a moment and pause how great that is. Look how high it is, look how complex it is. And we think we're just all that in a bag of nuts today. This is sticky now. I'm gonna get a new page. There is a field of science that, if I didn't have the field of science that I have, would be fun. I didn't know about it at the time. Is this direction? No direction. And that is called experimental archaeology. And that is essentially you recreate the thing using the tools and stuff and materials and techniques that you have discovered using archaeology. So things like drop spinning, which I do, that's an ancient method of making yarn. And I remember when I was discovering it and trying it out, I felt so connected with the past because I understood them. The people who did that as their modern convenience in a way that I had not expected, that I was them and they were me. And oh, look what I just did. Not cool. Get that wrinkle out. How did it? No, no foul. There we are. It's another card, and we have some playing cards to do as well. So how are we going to deal with those? What I would like to do is so don't overwhelm. We're going to do these two at the moment. I'm going to use some paper. Oh, sorry, buddy. Yep. I'm going to use you. I choose you. What was I talking about? Oh yes, drop spinning and connecting to the past. So there's this whole field of archaeology called experimental archaeology. And I think that would have been it's such an amazing career. I mean, I'm on board with the people who are doing that. There is a YouTube channel by the British BBC or ITV, Time Team, I think they're called. And so they are called to a farm or a site or something, and they're given, I think, 3 days to excavate, get as much information as they can, and they bring in all kinds of excavators and experts in their fields and so forth, and they essentially have at her. And periodically they will have experimental archaeologists show up, and they will recreate something or test to see if it's true. And oh, it is just so interesting. That's another link that I need to put in the show notes. And if I ever forget and you want to remind me, feel free to put something in the comments, because just make it. Here, yes. One thing at a time. I could tear it. Yes, you could. Yes, you could tear it. Let's. Oh dear, I'm in trouble now. Hey, here's what we could do. We could use some scissors. There we are. Now we can use it. Use it on this side first. I think that might be the only size that I can get away with it. that's what I would say is one of my sad thoughts about science is there's so many interesting fields, and one probably doesn't have enough time to explore all of them. But it sure is nice watching people do things that are like that archaeology. I went down this rabbit hole, and I don't know how I got there. I genuinely do not know how I got there. We need to be right back for a second. There we are, because what I want to do is I want to sew those two together. I went down the rabbit hole of mudlarking, and those two pursuits of mudlarking and watching Time Team and other history channels, I think are connected, because mudlarking is this really interesting hobby of going to a beach and essentially using either a metal detector or your eyes only, or doing some surface scraping and seeing what you can find. And the River Thames, which is the big river in London, used to be a garbage bin. And the stuff that they pull out of there is so interesting. And it's like a random history lesson. You just never know what you're going to find. And there's just all of these bits and pieces, and I'm just interested in that. Okay, I'm not having success threading that. So what I just did there was, instead of having the thread cut on the perpendicular, I cut it on the 45 degrees so that there is a natural point here. It is small, but big enough to help with the guidance system of getting this needle threaded. We hope. Try again. Oh my stars. Come on, you can do it. I might need a new needle. Ta-da, got it. What do I want to do? I need a thimble, because this is going to be painful if I don't have a thimble. And this is one of the many thimbles that I have that are scattered throughout the house, because that's what happens when you are a maker and a sewer. Okay, there's one. I'm just doing a surgeon's knot. There we are. There's one. And we will hopefully do that in the bottom as well, because this doesn't need to be bomb-proof, it just needs to be attached. One of the other upcoming programming events that I am seriously considering doing is Defemember, and I don't know what that will look like, but we will have a go. I may not do it every day. I might do 2 every other day, or 1 every other day, or weekend roundups or something. Depends on how that event unfolds and how my brain unfolds. But I'm looking forward to sharing some of that. Okay, that's just a bit tight. And we can pull it. There we are. And so there we are. Ha ha ha. We have journaling space there with a 5 and a 2. And is that, I think, yeah, it deserves a bit of a trim. Even for me, that's annoying. There. Okay. Let us see how many we have. So far. We have 1, 2, 3, my book, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need 3 more. Three more. Now, what did I want to do with this? I wanted to. What do I want to do with this? It's such a great, just spot to journal. I wonder if I can. So I need a test. I need to test it out first because I don't want to crease that and make a mess. And I don't know if you can do it with a square, so we will test it out with a square. So there's a way of folding paper into a letter, like an origami letter envelope. And if you can hear that trotting behind me, that's Lucy. Horsing around, back and forth and back and forth. I think she's found some little bit of paper on the floor. So step 1, find the middle. That's usually the step 1 in a lot of origami. Step 1, find the middle. Step 1, find the middle. Okay. And what do we do? I might not do this. I might stop because I have no clue what to do next. Yes, I have no clue what to do next. However, so I'm going to say that that goes with that. I will do that off camera, and then I will show you what I've done, because it actually is kind of a fun, cool fold. And that's 8. Oh dear. I know, sweet pie. We have 8 things. We're nearly at an hour. I think I need to stop now, just for ease of carrying on with the rest of my day. I will let you go. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more episodes, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.